looking all over the city for you. I had the hardest time finding you. Looked all over the city, even got lost once or twice. I did find an adorable sweet shop though. They had these wonderful tiny cakes that were absolutely delicious. Who knew all cakes could taste so good? Right to business, huh? Not even a hi, good to see you. Fine, fine. Anyway, High Priestess Solgra needs our help. She wants us to work together on this. When you have a moment, you need to go see her. It's a rescue mission, but she said she wants to give you the details personally. After all, you did save her life. I can see it now. Oh, my saviour. Let's retire to my private chambers so I can share the intimate details with you. Seriously, Solgra wants to keep this quiet. Said the situation was sensitive. She especially doesn't want the king to know. When I suggested asking the king for help, she insisted that that would only get more people killed. Just so you know. No, doesn't have a clue. That's what makes it so exciting. This is an honest-to-goodness secret mission. I always wanted to go on a secret mission. Besides, once you talk to Solgra, you'll understand. She explains things much better than I do. Have you seen my bow skills? I'm sure Solgra noticed and said to herself, "That's a fine young lass. She can put a shaft through an apple balanced on the back of a moving Wamasu. I shall recruit her." Either that, or she was desperate for some help. I'll meet up with you later. Go see Solgra, but don't take too long. I hate this.
Thank you for responding so quickly to my summons, especially considering everything you've been doing to support the king. Did Everly tell you that I have a delicate situation? I could really use your help again. She can be rather exuberant, but I suppose the term is accurate. I debated with myself before deciding to ask the two of you for assistance. But in the end, there isn't anyone else I would trust with this matter. A shield wife from one of the clans sent me an urgent plea for help. It appears that the clan's chief has been taken captive by a fanatical group of... how do I put this? They're members of a religious sect devoted to Trinimac. Yes, but it's not the same. The Wrothgar are Trinimac extremists who bend the sacred teachings to their own purposes. They've been gathering power and influence at an alarming rate. If they kill the Captain Chief in Trinimac's name, it will give the Orc traditionalists one more arrow to put in their quiver, and they won't use it only against us. King Korag and the Forge Mother have supported us. This will cripple their cause and turn everyone against Trinimac and his followers. Go to Farin's stronghold and meet Everly. Stop the Wrothgar and rescue the chief before it's too late. I just ask for your discretion in this matter. If the king finds out, he'll send an army, which will only result in more death and destruction. 2 things before you go. First, avoid bloodshed on your way into the stronghold. The captives won't be immediately harmed if the Wrothgar feel secure. Second, I'm not sure which chief was taken. The message I received was purposefully vague. Not much. They're rather secretive, keep to themselves. They apparently wear masks whenever they gather, and I've heard rumors. They've been linked to trouble in the West. This sect is rather new, from what I've been given to understand. Well, they weren't here when I arrived in Orsinium. I wasn't aware of them, at any rate. Of course, we were dealing with the Winterborn at the time, so anything else was considered a lesser threat. Still, their increasing boldness worries me. Our temple guides people to Trinimac and presents his teachings so they can decide for themselves. The Wrothgar, on the other hand, shove Trinimac's blade down their throats and tell them to swallow it or die. Such violence is not Trinimac's way. You can say what these extremists have in mind. I'm not privy to their ultimate goal. I would speculate that eliminating a chief who reveres Malakath will send a distinct message about the Wrothgar. I suppose it depends on what chief they hold. As with the attack on the temple, we don't want to give the captors a reason to act in haste. The longer they remain unaware of your presence, the better chance you'll have to locate and free the chief. Besides, they could have other hostages. I don't think so. At least not immediately. They're keeping the chief alive for a reason. I think they want to make a spectacle. But the Wrothgar haven't always acted in a predictable manner. Of course, other prisoners they hold would be forfeit.
You made it! Excellent! You found me! I knew you could do it. Did you like the trail I left for you? It was easy. Hide, release an arrow, move forward, repeat. And I was able to stay hidden the whole way. Well, mostly. I did almost get caught that last time. Scared the leaves off my tree, if you catch my meaning. I dove down here to hide and wait for you to arrive. Worked a lot better in my head, truth be told. I found out that the stronghold contains a large prison of some sort, but I have no idea where they hid the thing. Nothing around here looks like a prison to me. Oh, I did hear something else while I was sorting my arrows and waiting for you. A couple of Vosh rocks were arguing. One of them stormed off toward the overlook. He sounded pretty upset with the cult. We might be able to get the prison's location out of him. Or, you know, he could alert the entire stronghold to our presence. The cultists talk a lot. We might be able to eavesdrop on them and hear something useful. Or we can search the buildings and hope for the best. Either way, let's split up. We can meet back up after one of us finds something. If you discover anything useful, meet me behind the Great Hall. And try not to raise any alarms. The longer we can keep the Vosh Rock from discovering our presence, the less likely they are to start slaughtering. Now that you mention it, the Vosh Rock seem pretty well equipped for a deranged cult. I've seen armies that didn't have some of the equipment they're using. You think one of the alliances might be funding these extremists? Your side? Huh. As much as I crave adventure, I never grew accustomed to the taste of war. My clan refused to get involved. Besides, I never wanted to bow down to a high elf queen. What can I say? I come from stubborn stock.
What the? Who are... Hold on. I'm not like the rest of these cultists. They forced me into this. Said they were going to kill me unless I converted to their cause. You've got to believe me. Listen, I'm not like them. Look at me! Do I look like an orc to you? I was a prisoner. They forced me. Join or die, they said. Oh gods, why is this happening? I don't want to die. The prison? That's what we were arguing about. I said it isn't as secure as they think. Oh, sure, the main gate is impenetrable, but there are other ways to get in. They don't care. Who'd be dumb enough to jump into a prison, they said? It's below us. The prison is underground. The well leads directly to it, but it's pretty deep. I wouldn't recommend just jumping. Oh, gods. Please, don't kill me. I told you what I know. Let me go. Please. No!
Did you learn anything about the prison? I gathered some interesting information, but nothing that helps us at this exact moment. Underground? Like in a dungeon or something? I hope you don't expect me to grab a shovel and start digging. I don't do that sort of thing. A well? Yeah, I saw the old well. We'll need a rope or something to climb down, though. Check near the forge. I noticed tools and ropes hanging around. One of those ropes should serve our needs.
Is that the best you can do? My heart beats harder, but she's dead. You again. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you liked me. So Kurog's pet shows up again. Are you here to make sure I am still a prisoner? Or has he sent you to cut my throat? Come on, what are you waiting for? Just kill me and get it over with. Or don't you have the guts for that kind of work? Kurog sent you to kill the captured chief, but he didn't tell you it was me. How typical. Well, the damn cultists couldn't kill me, the prison escapees couldn't kill me, and neither can you. The Trinimac priestess. She's just like the idiots who attacked my stronghold and threw me down here. They released my prisoners and made a game out of letting them torture us. But the joke's on them. I'm still alive. What are you talking about? After I left Orsinium, I returned here just in time to watch the Wrothgar overwhelm my stronghold. I've been a prisoner in my own dungeon ever since. Definitely didn't have time to do anything at the temple. That's nice. I have adoring admirers, but I had nothing to do with them or the temple. Now do you want to chat or do you want to get out of here? My arms hurt, so climbing up the well is right out. We need to find another exit. I do indeed. But the prison defenses are still active. That's going to make getting out of here a bit tricky. Lucky for you, I'm here. First, we need to get through the Chamber of Scorn, where we keep the most dangerous prisoners. Chamber's protected by poison gas. If we run into trouble, you'll have to deal with it, what with my injured arm and all. Damn gates! I forgot about them. Blasted engineers always making upgrades. So just so you know, if we don't do this exactly right, we're both going to die. No pressure or anything, but I wanted you to know what we're dealing with here. I need to turn the manual override switches in the correct order to open the gate to the next chamber. But this is the Chamber of Scorn. It was designed to hold our most dangerous inmates, so it won't be that simple. As soon as I start the process, poison will begin filling the room, and those cell doors are going to swing open. I'll try to be quick, but with an injured arm, I can only work so fast. Just keep the prisoners away from me and stay out of the gas. You die a slow and painful death. Exciting, isn't it? Now let's get this over with. Once I turn this lever, there's no stopping, so get ready. Turning the first lever. Now! One down. I'll get the next one. Just keep those prisoners away from me. But things are about to get more complicated.
That was a bit of a warm-up.
One more lever to go. Welcome to the Spike Room. I'd brag about the craftsmanship if we weren't trapped down here. See those valves on the wall? I need you to turn all 3 of them. Well, not exactly. Those expensive engineers I hired built in override timers on the locks. If you don't close the valves fast enough, the trap resets. We built it to hamper escape attempts, remember? It's not supposed to be. Just watch out for those spikes. The spikes aren't random. You can watch from up here and you might be able to determine the pattern. It changes daily, so even I... Just a little farther and we'll be out of here.
All right, like a mummy. Maybe I should have joined the buoyant armigers.
Finally. It's good. I refuse to leave one prison just to enter another. If you plan to take me to Kurog, forget about it. I'd rather die here with my clan than have to see Kurog's gloating face again. Damn right you're not. Make a move and I'll cut you. Just a flick of my wrist and your guts will decorate the floor. Now tell me why Solgra sent you. What kind of game is Kurog playing this time? My arm is fine, but I couldn't get out of the prison on my own, so killing you down there wasn't an option. Now I'll ask again. Why are you here? Why did Solgra send you to help me? Now I understand. Kurog wants to save face. Can't have a rival chief die at the hands of fanatics who worship the same god as our so-called king. Now I see where Kurog's priorities lie. Me. Help Kurog. Where was our so-called king when my clan was at the mercy of the Wrothgar? Where was he when my people were dying or being forced to join this cult against their will? How many times do I have to tell you? I had nothing to do with that. You want to know the truth? Find Ulsha. I sent her away during the attack. She's camped outside Farron. She'll tell you everything you need to know.
Chief Vazrog, lower your weapon, please. I don't want to loose this arrow, but I will if you don't stand down.
Damn it, Wood Elf, fine! But you might as well put that arrow in my heart, because I won't let you turn me over to Kurog.
So now what? I've never taken an Orc Chief prisoner before. I guess we could take him to High Priestess Solgra. She did send us to save him, after all. I'm sure I can sneak him into the city, as long as he cooperates and doesn't do anything stupid or anything. All right then, we've got a plan. And it's a perfectly good plan. Really. Other than me trying to sneak the chief into a city where Kurog has eyes and ears everywhere. What was I thinking? And how are we going to convince the chief to come with me? Right. Sneak Bosrog into Orsinium and get him to Solgra. Easy as Boar-Knuckles pie. Why do I have a feeling this trip back is going to get complicated?
You can put the bow down, Elf. I'll go with you as long as you promise not to turn me over to Kurog.
Sorry, no. I'm keeping the bow. But I promise not to take in Kurog.
It's good to see you again. though we seem destined to always meet during troubled times. First, the frozen peasants, and now this difficulty with the Wrothgar. I try to remain optimistic, but sometimes I just want to scream. It's good to see you. My husband lives. Truly, the man is favored by Malakath. I suppose I need to thank Solgra for sending help when I requested it. But where is he? Is the chief well? After the chief met with Kurog, we immediately set out for Farin. He was angry, but he refused to talk about it. We arrived to find our stronghold overrun by those Trinimac fanatics. The Wrothgar fell upon us before we knew what was happening. What? Of course not. Chief Bosrog would never put innocents in danger, not even if Kurog insulted his honor. Tell me who these imposters were, so that I can deal with them in accordance with the curse and the code. Very well, but my chief is innocent. We must clear his name. I'll contact my sources and investigate from my end if you promise to do the same. Now where is Chief Bosrog? Then I trust he will stay that way, or you will answer to me. Take this as a token of thanks for assisting the chief and for your willingness to find the truth of the dark matters that plague Wrothgar. I'll contact you in Orsinium when I have news.
Our Savior will destroy you with smoke and crows!
Oh, fetch and fetch! Fetch! Fetch!
Rising torrents shall feast upon your bones! As I become the guardian of the Reach! This wretched mountain will be the death of me. I'm freezing out here. Oh, splendid. More fodder for the mountain. I suppose that means we're going to make another attempt to reach that wretched summit. Go present yourself to my lady. She should be on her way down the trail any moment now. This is Sorrow. Apt name, don't you think? The House of Orsimer Glories in Orsinium engaged my lady's services to find the shrine of Torug Groigron. It supposedly waits at the snowy top. No one's attempted to climb it in years, yet here we are. Only if you consider vile beasts, freezing winds, and falling ice to be a problem. We tried to climb the mountain 3 times now, and each failure was more spectacular than the last. If you're interested, Lady Laurent could really use the help. This expedition has really proved to be more troublesome than Lady Laurent anticipated. I hate to say it, but I think this time Sorrow might be more than she bargained for. Famous treasure hunter. I'm sure you've heard of her. We travel the land searching for hidden treasures, secret relics, and other mystical things. I'm not at liberty to tell you much about our work, but it's very important. The House of Orsimer Glories. It's Orsinium's fledgling museum. They hired experts like my lady to scour the countryside for ancient relics related to Wrothgar's history, to display them. Instant culture for the tourists, you see. Legends claim that a powerful relic was buried with Orsinium's founder. At Torug's shrine, my lady hopes to find the armlet of Torug, the bracelet that gave them the power to tame the wilderness. Now, if only Karsten would stop arguing with her. Karsten works for the museum and has been serving as our liaison and cultural expert. It has become clear that he and my lady disagree about a great many things. He's really beginning to try Lady Laurent's patience, I'm afraid to say.
Damn you, Karsten. How am I supposed to make a great discovery when... Oh, hello! I was just thinking about you. You do have a habit of showing up whenever I need help. Perchance you've brought a small army with you as well? Just you? Well, I was hoping for porters and guides and all, but I suppose that I can make do. I'll need to make a few slight adjustments to my plan, but this time we'll reach the summit of Sorrow, I'm sure of it. The last 3 times, you mean? We set up one camp, but the harpies and the icy wind cut us down each time we climbed higher. A few orcs even wandered into a chasm because they couldn't see more than 2 paces ahead in the fog. Oh, it all upset me so. To start, head up and present yourself to Karsten while I go check on my lazy manservant Stibbons. We'll meet you up there. And remind Karsten who it is that's actually in charge of this expedition. He can be so uncooperative at times. Why are you still here? Do you need directions or something? We're not just talking about any dead orc. This is Torug's shrine. Not only was he the founder of the original city of Orsinium, but he was the owner of the armlet of Torug. Do you know how high my reputation will soar once I recover that relic? According to a scroll fragment I studied, the armlet of Torug is a magical bracelet encrusted with gems. With its power, Torug was able to tame the savage wilderness. It allowed the ancient orcs to establish the first city of Orsinium. The museum in Orsinium has it on display. It only contains a few words in the ancient orc tongue, but I was able to make some sense out of it. It talked about the armlet, the shrine, and something called Sorrow's Kiss. Oh, doesn't that sound romantic?
Who in the name of Malakath's third tusk are you? Don't you know this is sacred ground? Besides, it's also one of the most dangerous places in all of Wrothgar. You shouldn't be wandering around up here. Oh, she did she? I hope you know what you're getting into. Harpies and ogres are bad enough, but the true challenge of Sorrow is the mountain itself. The wind cuts like a sword, and the freezing mist blinds you. But that's not the worst. Avalanches! Sorrow wields her snow and ice with terrible precision. I've seen strong orcs swept right off the side like scoring a slaughter in 7-pick knockdown. We tried 3 times and lost most of our expedition. We're all that's left. To be honest, I'm not sure. We barely made it this far before we got separated from the others. If you could look for our companions, that would be helpful. Regardless, we have to find Torug's shrine or all these sacrifices will be for nothing. The good orcs, each and every one of them. Expert climbers. But Sorrow isn't an ordinary mountain. Best way to find them? They should have placed markers to indicate avalanche areas. Just follow the markers. Sorrow may not be the tallest mountain in Tamriel, but it's certainly one of the deadliest. That's why the ancient orcs built memorials to their champions on its slopes. The higher the location of the tomb, the greater the sacrifice and prestige. We're looking for the shrine of the great orc hero Torug Groegron. Legend says that Torug's shrine sits at the very top of the mountain as befits the founder of the original Orsinium. But it's so high up that nothing can survive there. Extremely. We've already tried to get up there 3 times. We lost the rest of the expedition and had to turn back before we barely got out of the base camp. But the danger will be worth it if we could find Torug's legendary relics. I work for Orsinium's newly established museum. I'm their resident expert on the time of Torug, so the museum sent me to assist Lady Laurent and her manservant. I always dreamed of visiting the shrine, so I jumped at the opportunity. Her reputation brought her to the attention of the museum, and she loves digging around in old tombs. She has a particular interest in an ancient fragment that talks about Sorrow's kiss. She believes it has something to do with Torug's shrine. At first we got along fine. We both love history and exploring ancient sites. But the woman has been driving me crazy. She lacks the fundamental reverence for the past that separates a scholar from a grave robber. I just don't trust her judgment.
Blood. I knew this mountain was going to be the death of us. No, don't waste your time. I'm done for. An avalanche broke both my legs, but I no longer feel any pain. Sorrow is a harsh mistress, and her embrace is cold and deadly. The others, they went on ahead to seek shelter. Don't...
Dead, just as I feared. Wait, what's this? Fascinating. Most of the monuments up here are inscribed with 3-stanza epitaphs. It was a common practice. This rubbing appears to be Torug's first stanza. It's written in Old Orcish, proclaiming the memorial's inaccessibility. They found Torug's shrine! Well, obviously they found the shrine higher up on the mountain. As to why they came here to die, I have no idea. Maybe the cold or a lack of supplies drove them down. Or they were coming back to meet us. Let us know that they reached the shrine. Let me translate this rubbing. No looters, no lesser orcs. Remarkable. We should try to find the other 2 stanzas. If I can read the entire epitaph, it might point us to the location of the armlet of Torug. After that, we'll see.
Poor orcs. Stibbins, be a dear and bury them.
Don't be ridiculous. They died well. Leave them where they fell.
Leave them? Out in the open? How barbaric!
Orcs don't bury their dead. And these are the first orcs to rest on sorrow in generations. We won't steal that honor from them.
Fine. You are the expert, after all.
Another stanza. Incredible. Toruk took the armlet to the very summit. But this word...
Come now, Stibbins. Keep up.
Right behind you, milady, as always.
This cold is unbearable. Stibbins, the firewood.
A fire! Splendid idea, milady. I'll just... Oh my!
If this is Tarek's shrine, where's his body?
Milady, you need to see this.
Build the fire here. I need more light. Maybe there's a hidden door.
Lady Clarice Laurent, I insist you listen to me.
What are you going on about, Stibbins? Can't you see I'm trying to... Oh. I suggest a strategic retreat.
I wholeheartedly agree, milady.
Let's stand back here and let Karsten and our friend work in peace.
I think they found the third stanza, milady.
Quiet, Stibbins. There might still be ogres about. Quickly, Karsten. What does it say?
Let me take a look. Torug wasn't pleased that they built his shrine below the summit. He wanted to rest at the top.
Does it say anything about the armlet of Tarek?
He carried it to the summit. It says he laid Sorrow's kiss upon it. Yes, Zugka. I'm certain it's kiss.
Sorrow's kiss? The same phrase from the fragment. Doesn't that sound so romantic, Stibbins?
Very sentimental, milady. But are you sure that doesn't say Zugra?
Now, Stibbins, really, leave the translating to the experts. In the meantime, I must speak to our friend. Isn't this wonderful news? To protect his own tomb from looters and to ensure his legend among his people, Tarek climbed to the summit, and he took his relics with him. Now, be a dear and go up there and retrieve the armlet of Tarek for me. Ugh, haven't we been over this? I swear, sometimes I think you hear one word I say out of every 3. You're almost as bad as my manservant Stibbins. Of course! It's written in stone. The ancients never lied when they were chiseling words into stone, you know. The new museum will be the wonder of Tamriel with such a relic as the armlet of Tarek in its collection. Hyperbole to keep undesirables from venturing up. And even if there's some modicum of truth to the tale, all you need to do is grab the armlet. Easy as eating a sweet roll. Now, the thin air might make you lightheaded, but you can handle that. I don't agree with Karsten about many of his orcish ideas, but on this point, we're in perfect alignment. The proper translation is Sorrow's Kiss. Now go and get the armlet while we see what other relics we can acquire for the museum. have returned to their senses. Oh, I told you they weren't dead, Stibbins.
And look, that must be the armlet of Torog. I refuse to let you go through with your plan, Lady Laurent.
Really, Karsten, not that again. We clearly have more to discuss. Stibbins, see to our friends.
You missed all the drama while you were unconscious. Lady Laurent and our helpful orc had a dreadfully intense argument about the armlet of Torog. Oh, it was wonderful to watch. Well, it's the thin air up here, but whatever you did made the weather calm down, so we followed you up. That's when Karsten and Lady Laurent started arguing. Karsten thinks the shrine would be a better location to display the armlet than the museum. Oh, most indubitably. The museum hired her to acquire relics, and she hates to disappoint. Perhaps you could talk to them, help them reach a decision that gets us someplace warm, hmm? You better let me hold on to the armlet, just to be on the safe side.
I don't know what's gotten into Karsten. Why would anyone want to climb all the way up to the shrine to see an ancient relic when there's a perfectly quaint museum down in Orsinium? I would say so. The museum specifically tasked us to retrieve relics and bring them to Orsinium. History is meant to be admired, not left hidden in the past. Karsten's plan means I will have failed in my mission, and Lady Laurent never fails. If you insist. But please...
I'm glad you recovered the armlet of Torog. But before you decide what to do with the relic, you need to hear what I have to say. So it would seem. This shrine stands as a tribute to our past glories. It reveals an age when orcs thought nothing of sacrificing dozens of warriors to build memorials to our strength. It sets the kind of example that the new Orsinium needs. The armlet of Torog should remain in his shrine. Make sure every orc climbs Sorrow to see it, to understand what our ancestors were capable of achieving. In this way, the relic will become a symbol to bind our people together. Surely you can see that. Of course. Sorry I got all...
I don't know what's gotten it. I would say so. I knew I could count on you. Soon every orc will be able to gaze upon this important relic in the comfort of Orsinium's museum. But first, I need to see what this wonder actually does. Oh, Stibbins, be a dear and try it on, please. A little faster, Stibbins. I'm anxious to see what the relic actually does.
But, my lady, what if I'm not worthy?
Nonsense. We're not afraid of legends and superstitions, are we?
No, my lady. Of course not. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, Stibbins, what did you do this time?
Maybe your manservant was right. Maybe it does say Sorrow's curse.
Stibbins always finds a way to turn the simplest task into an ordeal. Ugh, I don't know why I continue to employ the man. The armlet of Torog will receive a place of honor in the Orsinium Museum. I believe that a prominent sign that says, "Do not touch," or "You are not worthy," would also be prudent. Now, someone at the Mages Guild will be able to help me thaw out poor Stibbins. It may take weeks for him to warm up, but he'll be fine. But you should be pleased. The orcs will sing my praises, and they're sure to say nice things about you as well. Give me a moment, and I'll open a portal back to our base camp.
Portal? So why did we have to make that harrowing climb?
Teleportation is a delicate business. I can't just open a portal to some place I've never seen. Careful! Don't crack my manservant. Honestly, you orcs approach everything like you're going to war.
Perhaps you'd like to carry him, Your Majesty.
Let's ride!
will want to hear about that one.
King Kurog requests the honor of your presence, outsider. My beloved awaits your arrival at the keep, so do not linger. His dark mood is bad enough without you disappointing him as well. Of course I know what the king wants. He wants to see you, immediately. Do you have any other pointless questions you'd like me to answer for you? Outsider, my apologies. The king's mood has set everyone on edge. You could literally cut the tension in the court with a knife, and I fear it will get worse before it gets better. Go, talk to the king. Perhaps you can raise his low spirits. Go! Have you no sense of urgency?
Have you ever looked at these statues? I mean, really looked at them. Legends carved into bronze or stone. The work of hundreds of hours, likely crafted by people who didn't know a thing about their subject matter. And for what purpose, do you think? And who decides who we honor and remember? The victors, of course, for they get to write the history. But there are two sides to every story. No one remembers the losers. They fought for what they believed in and failed, and so they are forgotten. To the vanquished, this isn't a statue of a hero. It's a tribute to a tyrant. Many see me in the same way, a tyrant, forcing my ideas upon the people. They say I'm wrong, that I'll destroy the Orsimer. They seek to turn everyone against me. I get reports, things my advisors think I need to know. One report claims that the Wood Elf is keeping company with Bosrog. When two of my scouts confronted her, she killed them both. I'm concerned that Bosrog has turned Eveli against us. Eveli aids my enemy. The Wood Elf has chosen the wrong side. I worry that you might follow her example. But I have a moot to prepare for, and I've said what I had to say. When you see Eveli, I expect you to do the right thing.
Are you? Yes,
Some
I'm
people
sure
don't
you
like
are.
the bustle of
I have a
cities,
message
but
for you.
I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
I thought that was you when I saw you enter the keep. You were in there so long, though, I was beginning to think you'd never come back out. It's scary, isn't it? Malakath this and Trinimac that, and all that talk about traitors in the court. Right. A little wood elf gave it to me. Described you to a turn and asked me to deliver this letter. Not sure why she was hiding under that hood, or why she spoke with a funny accent. But I haven't met that many wood elves, so... As a matter of fact, although it didn't make a lick of sense to me, she said the letter itself wasn't important. She said that what really matters is the beginning of every thought. Maybe you'll understand it, because I certainly don't.
Damn moot. First the king invites outsiders, and now this? It's no wonder we don't have any rooms left to rent. Plenty to eat and drink downstairs, though, so feel free to go and bother the bartender. A wood elf and 2 orcs? Sounds like the beginning of a bad limerick. Sorry, we don't see that many of the little elves around here, so I really can't help you. My apologies. I couldn't reveal anything until you said the proper words. Take the stairs down into the storage area. Look for an opening in the wall. It leads to our most private set of rooms.
You can't just walk into the Vosh Rock base. That's suicide.
We have to find out what the Vashruk have planned. If we wait for them to strike, it will be too late.
Whatever they're planning, it's going to happen soon. They just about told me as much when they threw me into my own prison.
Maybe we should have left you in there. For all we know, you deserve to be in prison.
Listen
Smoke,
to me,
ash,
Elf. I
and
didn't
fire.
attack anyone.
Just like home.
I left Orsinium and they ambushed me.
I sent you to rescue the Chief Everlee. I wouldn't have done that if I believed he was guilty.
You lied to us, High Priestess. You knew who you were sending us to rescue the entire time. This feels like one giant trap, and we walked right into it.
Ah, you found us. I'm sorry that Everlee is upset, but I did what had to be done. Please, I know you have questions, and you're probably just as angry with me as Everlee, but please hear me out, I beg you. There are deadly plots unfolding, and we're all in terrible danger. I withheld certain details, yes, but I had good reasons. If cultists killed Basrag in Trinamac's name, it would have started a civil war. And if Kurog found out you were trying to rescue Basrag, you would never have been allowed to leave the city. Basrag's shield wife approached me after the Voshrak attacked Farron's stronghold. She knew the king would do nothing for those who didn't accept his rule. Chief Basrag was ambushed at the same time the temple was being attacked. Someone wanted to blame Basrag for the Malakath fanatics, while also removing the chief from the battlefield. It was a brilliant plan. Fortunately, you were able to foil it. And now, thanks to Basrag, we know what the Voshrak are planning next. The Voshrak want to make a statement, something big. Basrag thinks it involves the Moot, where all the chiefs will be gathered. We need more information. Someone needs to enter the old Trinamac temple to the west and learn more about their plans. I'll send scouts ahead, but you'll need to get inside and do whatever it takes to uncover the exact nature of their plan. Lives are at stake, remember that. Now please, talk to Everlee. We need her. You have to convince her to help us. You two have your orders. Scout the temple exterior. The others will join you shortly.
Finally! Something to do that doesn't involve a message.
I hate this situation. I really do. Being a hero, that's supposed to be pure and honest. Good is good and evil is evil, you know what I mean? But nothing here is clear-cut. I can't tell the good guys from the bad. I'm not even sure whose side I'm on anymore. When Basrag and I sneaked into the city, 2 guards got lucky and happened to be in the right place at the right time. They attacked. I just reacted and let my arrows fly. I killed 2 guards. They were just doing their job. They probably have loved ones, pets. How can you be so heartless? You can be a bastard sometimes, you know that. First Solgra's lies, tricking us into helping Chief Basrag. Now this? All right, I'll help you. But I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because someone has to. I can do that. Besides, it'll be nice to get out of a city. Try to forget about the price on my head for a while. All right, let's do this. But be careful out there, will you? I can't afford to lose the only person I really trust. The entrance has to be somewhere in those hills. I've got good news, disappointing news, and downright awful news. The good, Basrag's instructions were easy to follow. The disappointing, I have no idea how to find the entrance, and there's no way to get inside without being attacked once we do. I lost a bet with Talvia, and now I owe him a traditional Valenwood dinner. You know, the kind wood elves like to eat. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes what kind of meat he's eating. It'll be priceless. Right, sorry. Scary cult needs to be infiltrated. Wouldn't want to try to get you to crack a smile or anything. It just feels good to be doing something and not hiding from the King's Guard, that's all. Well, with all the runners we spotted, we know we're in the right place. We just need to find a way to get inside without being noticed. Who knows? We might be able to do something with those higher-ranking cultists in the fancy masks. Well, a few of the masked cultists passed this way a little while ago. Then we heard a large commotion over there to the west. I can't be sure, mind you, but I think those Voshrak might have... Well, they could have walked into an... Talvia thinks... Well... He thinks that the group might have walked into an Achartair mating ritual. The sounds from the west, the screams. Ifri's bow, the noise was horrible. Then it got real quiet. I don't think it went well for the cultists. Just don't get too close to those Achartes. I hear they become extremely violent when anything interrupts their frolicking. We'll look around on our own and meet you inside. Good luck! It looks like I'm wearing robes, but I feel so unencumbered. Looks like you found an amulet too. But tell me, was I right? Did the Achartes get all frolicsome on those cultists? Wait a moment. Your amulet's cracked. You weren't supposed to break it, you know. Well, the illusion seems to be holding up, at least for now. Hopefully it won't fail at a particularly critical moment. Anyway, I think we should split up and cover more ground. That's the best way to find what we're looking for quickly. This place is enormous. Besides, you never put all your acorns in one basket. We need to find out what the Voshrak are up to, and fast. Blythe and I will look around out here, while you and Tal see what the high-ranking cultists are meeting about. Good idea. And let's not take too long. Lives are depending on us. Looks like you found... Good idea. Stay safe. Flies and I will meet up with you later.
Trinimac, hear our prayer. Guide our weapons and alert us to all dangers. Grant us the courage to complete the trial you place before us.
That doesn't sound good. I thought we were just spying on a meeting.
You, the chosen of the Voshrak, have shown bravery against the Malakath heretics, even going so far as to invade the temple we love and cherish. But one challenge remains. A challenge to test you, to select the most worthy for our most important mission. Now choose a scroll and select a blessing to help you in your ordeal. Elder Azul will answer any questions you have. Now, in Trinimac's name, may you find great honor or an honorable death.
You stand among the holy words of Trinimac. Read the scrolls carefully and choose a blessing to help you in the coming trial. The mission before us requires the best the Voshrak has to offer. This trial will determine those select few through a test of wits, speed, and strength. Trinimac himself will winnow the iron from the ore. Oh, the details are the purview of those who complete the mission. But Trinimac thanks you for volunteering, no matter how things turn out. If you succeed and do as the Council demands, all will be revealed. Fail, and death is your only reward. The last part of the trial requires that you obey the Council without question, but you won't have to deal with that until the very end. Remember, if you succeed, you will be named a Chosen of Trinimac and allowed to partake in the sacred mission. That's a strange question for someone who holds your rank. Haven't you learned this much already? The Temple's leaders are too forgiving. They live in harmony with non-believers. Trinimac is a god of war. He does not tolerate false gods such as Malakath. Soon it won't matter, though. We have agents at work within the city, even as we speak. Patience, Overseer. All will be revealed in good time. First, complete the trials and prove your worth in this endeavor. Then, all will be revealed. And if you fail, it won't matter, for the dead have little use for knowledge.
I don't think this is just some routine meeting. What in Akatosh's name are they talking about? A trial? Trinamac's blessed... My father always says, the rabble face death every day, while the brave always find a way to defeat it. I've never been exactly sure what he meant, but I think I know now. Yes. Yes, I do. This is what I came here for. This is my time to shine. Besides, you're here with me. We'll watch each other's back and come out victorious in the end.
Have you studied the scrolls? Do you know the words of Trinamac, and are you ready to enter the gauntlet? The only aid you will receive is the blessing that you choose, so make your selection wisely. So, which blessing have you decided upon? Will you accept the blessing of Avalion and become one with the wind? Or will Vaya's resolve protect you from the coming trial? Or perhaps Usanok's rage will grant you the strength to succeed? Then let Trinamac's swiftness guide you through the gauntlet.
Listen well, for I do not like to repeat myself. To unlock the door, you need to activate the 4 switches. The Vosh rock inside will try to stop you. You will be timed. If you take too long, the switches reset and you will need to begin again. Others may pass you and take the position you fight for. And don't worry about killing anyone. They're certainly going to try to kill you. Trinamac favors the victorious in battle. If followers fall, they are not worthy. The Voshrock understand that. So should you. Your time starts now.
It was tough, but we made it. I knew we could do it. You did great back there. I have to say, I'm impressed. Just give me a moment to catch my breath. It might be an illusion, but I'm sweating like an orc under here. We did, didn't we? I'm pretty sure that was because the Voshrock were busy trying to deal with you. I'm beginning to understand why Everlee admires you so much. The Council, right. I wonder what they're going to ask us to do as our final test. Whatever it is, we can't hesitate. Lives are depending on us. We need to find out as much as we can about this sacred mission they keep going on and on about.
Now I see how you completed the gauntlet so quickly. Your disguise is not needed here. I know who you are. You show great courage to stand before us. But what are you truly willing to sacrifice? Are your intentions as pure as ours? We donned the false god's armor, attacked and killed true believers within a sacred temple, all for the sake of the sacred plan. Will you make that same sacrifice? Your final test starts now. Are you here to harm us or to join us? To make the Awesomers stronger than they ever imagined? Show us where your loyalty lies. Spill the blood of your ally in Trinamac's name and display your true devotion.
Hey, my amulet stopped working. And did they just say something about spilling my blood? Oh my, you're not considering following through with this, are you? That's insane!
Make your choice. You honor Trinamac and the Vosh Rock with your actions. I knew we chose wisely when you arrived in Orsinium. Well done, outsider. No, I should say, well done, soldier of Trinamac. You demonstrate unwavering faith and devotion by spilling the blood of a friend in the warrior god's name. Welcome to the true path. Does that surprise you? My people have lost their way under the stifling traditions of Malakath. I seek to unite us on a new path. A path devoted to the true god, Trinamac. A new age begins. An age that will see the Awesomer attain power and glory. My son is not your concern. You are Vosh Rock now. Nothing else matters. You joined at a pivotal time. Soon, Trinamac's blade of courage will pierce the heart of the Moot and strike down the insolent clan chiefs. Then true unification can begin. Against me? I think not. Not when the Vosh Rock is clearly to blame. Our purpose served. We will disband and leave my chosen scapegoat to deal with the consequences. High Priestess Solgra is behind all this. She is the obvious choice. We all have our purpose. The people will rally against Solgra and demand justice. Our agents are already hunting her down. Before the moot ends, we will have her. But again, that is not your concern. You have another mission to perform. The moot? No, our warriors are already in place. When the chiefs attend the moot, we will eliminate them and bring unity to our people. Instead, I want you to join the warriors heading to the inn. Help them capture Bosrog before he can escape again.
There you are. I was beginning to get worried about you. We've found out some... Where's Talvia? What? What do you mean he didn't make it? What aren't you telling me? Why? Why didn't you protect him? I told you to keep Tal safe. I trusted you. That's it? That's your answer? He died because we needed him to? I really wanted to be like you. I looked up to you. But if this is what it means to be a hero, you can count me out. Orders? You're giving me orders? Fine. Tell me what you learned so I can get out of here. I want to make sure nobody else has to die today. The Vosh Rock are strong enough to do all that? It's even worse than we feared. You tell the king about the moot. We'll go warn Bosrog and Solgra. After that, I'm leaving. I don't want to be in a place where the only person I can depend on is me. Tell me the Vosh Rock are strong enough to do all that?
You can't lock us out of our inn.
To take a load
That's
off at the inn.
tyrannical!
You should have thought about that before you helped the enemies of our king.
Damn soldiers
Now
and their
get
damn
out of my
rules
way
and
before I toss
regulations.
you in a cell too.
How infuriating! I don't even like the place that much, but I'll be damned if I let them toss me out of my own inn. The closer the city gets to completion, the worse things get for us common folk. Orsimer soldiers barged into our inn and kicked us out. Now they won't let anyone back in. They decided to detain some of our patrons, including your friends. In fact, the little wood elf showed up right before the soldiers did. The soldiers placed guards at all the exits, even the back one. Damned if I know how they found out about that. The soldiers won't let anyone in until they finish the king's work, whatever that is. Bunch of stiff boots, the lot of them. I should have known that hiding folks in our inn would eventually bite us in the arse. This is ridiculous, though. They sent an entire squad of soldiers to lock down one inn. You'd think we were the damn Winterborn or something. Haven't you and your friends caused us enough trouble already? All right. If you get me my inn back, I'll try to forget that any of this ever happened. So, how can I help? Never seen her before. I make it a habit to get to know all of the guards and soldiers who come to the inn to unwind. From the look on her face, she hasn't unwound since the king was a cub tied to the Forge Mother's apron. What? You looking to court her or something? If you're so enthralled by Captain What's-Her-Name, I heard her tell a soldier she'd be by the ramparts near the stables. But she's a cold fish, mark my words. You'd do better fishing in a different pond. That was the first thing they confiscated. It was Sergeant Vulmon. I know him, he's one of our regulars. Usually friendly, leaves an extra gold piece now and again. He's stationed near the King's Corner Club, but he won't give up that key. That's between you and him. Well, there might be a way. There was a merchant here earlier. Smelled like fermented echater cheese that was left out in the sun. But he was awfully friendly with the soldiers. Maybe a little too friendly, if you catch my meaning. To be honest, I was kind of busy trying to not get arrested at the time. Wait a moment. Yes, I know! He said something about the bathhouse before he left. Anyway, I hope that's where he went. He'll need to soak for hours to get rid of that smell.
Ah, there you are. I was beginning to wonder if you'd ever show up. I was hoping you'd come by. Made sure to wear my favorite fragrance so that the innkeeper's daughter would notice me. She's a feisty one. She should come and soak with me sometime. Do her a world of good, it would. I'm awfully friendly with everybody. Anything else is bad business. Now, since you did a good turn for me and didn't report me to the authorities, I thought I'd do a good turn for you. A person in my line of business, well, we hear things. Secret things. Dangerous things. Things concerning clan chiefs and fanatics with a little too much holiness in their hair. You need to get into the inn. I can get you into the inn. Tit for tat, as the Britons say. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on, and I don't want to know. But I don't like those new soldiers. There's something not right about them. By giving you this key, my friend, you'd be surprised at how much you can accomplish by slipping some gold into a purse. Even a soldier's purse. So go help your friends. With this, I consider my debt to you paid in full.
This is the best Kurog has to send against us? Pitiful. Thanks to the timely arrival of the Wood Elf, we were ready for those Voshrock bastards. You should have seen their expressions when we started cutting them down to size. It was glorious. So, are there more of these tuskless wonders out there? As you can see, we've been rather busy ourselves, so I haven't had the chance to get the entire story out of Eveline. Tell me, what else did you learn at Paragon's Remembrance? By the sacred tusk, the Forge Mother? The Voshrock answer to Alga? That's... well, come to think of it, that makes a certain amount of sense. The cowards blame the High Priestess and then get to smell like sunshine on a cloudy day. Solgra doesn't have a bounty on her head. At least not yet. She went back to the temple. Business as usual and all that. What a mess Kurog has made. He thinks we're the traitors, but his mother is running a cult right under his nose. As much as it galls me to help him, Kurog needs to be warned. He's in as much danger as the clan chiefs, especially if Alga plans to usurp her son. You go talk to Kurog. I'll send Evalid to protect Solgra.
Look who it is! You made all this possible, my friend. You brought all the chiefs together. I needed to step away and have a moment to myself. All this excitement. But I promise you, this will be a moot the Orsimer won't soon forget. That sounds serious, but this is a time for celebration. The next age of the Orsimer people begins today. Really? In danger, you say? And you came upon this knowledge how? If you're frightened by a few idle rumors in the streets, I mean... Keep your voice down. Do you know how easy it is to panic a clan chief? We just got them here, so let's not scare them away needlessly. Meet me down in the dining hall, and we can continue this discussion in private.
Then, depending on how hungry the king is.
Your hunt daughter. She told my Koskor she could marry whoever she wanted. Tradition be damned.
Isn't that what the king wants? Toss out the old
I
and
hear
in with the new?
footsteps of an outsider. Come, we need to talk. I am so disappointed in you. I thought when you killed your friend, you did so for Trinimac and our cause. But it seems that it was just a means to an end for you. It's good that I see you for what you truly are before I let this go much further. I assumed as much. That's why I decided to appear in this manner. That way we can talk freely without one of us deciding to be gauche and draw a weapon or otherwise behave badly. The time for endless talk and debate is over. These cowards who call themselves chiefs will soon be removed, and no one will remain to say no to my son. It's for the best. Oh, and I haven't forgotten Bosrog. We'll get him too in the end. Oh, but we already have, don't you see? The clan chiefs have gathered and the moot is about to start. Soon the news will spread that Solgra is behind the Vosh Rock. Everything is in place, just as I have foreseen. You have failed, outsider. Let it be known, the outsider who stands before us has betrayed our great city. For your actions, I condemn you and your allies to death. A sentence you shall execute by your own hand. May Trinimac guide your blade.
I'm sorry it had to come to this. What I do for the good of the Orsimer people.
It's about time you woke up. Took you long enough. What in Malakath's name did they do to you? You had more holes in you than a block of Achate cheese after a skeever attack. I tended to your wounds as best I could, but I'm kind of surprised you woke up at all. Not sure. I slipped inside before Kurog locked down the keep, found you lying on the floor and dragged you back here before all the Voshrock showed up. I thought they were Orsimer soldiers at first, but those are definitely the cultists up there. They're headed for the moot. It's going to start soon. Kurog and the chiefs don't realize what they're walking into. It's going to be a bloodbath. I knew it. The tuskless bastard. He plans to kill the chiefs and unite the clans over the corpses of our people. Despicable. They're holding the moot in the mountains overlooking the city. A path beyond the throne room leads right to it. You go ahead. Just watch yourself. Those Vosh Rock maniacs aren't going to stand aside and let you march in there. I'll go gather some other allies in the city. If you run into problems, meet me outside the keep, and we'll figure something else out. Before Kurog started all this, I honestly never gave it a lot of thought. It certainly goes against all our most cherished traditions. I have to admit, there are advantages to a united Orc nation, but not this way. Not this way. Who can say? I want to believe that Kurog started out with the best intentions. He thought the death of Iceheart would unite us under his banner. But the clan chiefs, they're a stubborn lot. I assume that he and Olga had it in mind, just in case. I can't help wonder if this is my fault, though. I should have talked to Kurog, listened to what he had to say. Instead, I turned away. I refused to hear him out, and now look where we are. I have a reputation. Most of the chiefs and their clans respect me. That makes me a threat to Kurog's plans. By discrediting me, Olga and her son give the people someone to hate. Then they can remove me from the field of battle without consequence. People believe whatever is right in front of them. By throwing me in my own prison and making sure no one could talk to me, Kurog could direct the story to his own purposes. The fanatics shouted my name, and that's all the people heard. Some of Kurog's ideas have merit, I'll give him that. But the cost he's willing to bear to see his plans through to fruition. Murder. A city built on fresh graves, and the madness doesn't end there. No, it doesn't. The United Nation at his beck and call. Kurog assembles an army, and then he points that army at our supposed enemies. Suddenly it's the awesomer against the world, for good or ill. You've seen our so-called king in action. You know him as well as anyone. Perhaps better. What do you think? His pride will eventually be his downfall, and the downfall of his newly formed Orc nation.
You betrayed King Kurog. I will kill you for that.
I'm sorry it's come to this, but you leave us no choice.
Feeling I'd find you here. Kurog sealed the route to the moot, didn't he? Damn it. Most of my contacts have gone deep into hiding, and we're no closer to saving the chiefs than we were when I scraped you up off the floor of the keep. Let me see that. You can get to the moot through the temple. I had no idea that path existed, but they sent soldiers. I hope Everlee can handle things until we get there. You go ahead and check on the Wood Elf. I'll meet you there. I have one more place where I can look for some help. If I'm successful, it might make the path to the moot slightly less complicated. I'm well aware of that. I'm counting on the start of the moot to keep them distracted, but I won't take any unnecessary chances. Besides, I was supposed to be dead by now. You've done more for me and my people than I could have ever expected. Thank you. Now get to the temple and make sure Everlee and the High Priestess are all right. You've done more the temple, besieged by weapon-wielding fanatics twice in the same season. It's insane. Kurog has set this avalanche in motion. Now it's up to us to try to stop it. I know you will. I've seen you in action. I have a feeling that the fate of Wrothgar depends on what we do next. Our actions, whether we succeed or fail, will determine the future of Orsinium and the Orc people. How could it not? The temple, the moot, those are the fires that will test our mettle. We'll either come out stronger or be consumed in the flames. Now go help Solgra.
Help me.
This isn't a good time to visit the temple. We have a bit of a situation. I humbly suggest that you come back later. If this is about that incident with the fanatics, you should take it up with the king. In these difficult times, misunderstandings can quickly spiral out of control and lead to situations we'd all rather avoid. But, oh, if you insist. When the king's soldiers banged on the doors, Solgra and the Wood Elf ran upstairs and outside. The soldiers knocked us aside and chased after them. I'm not sure what's going on, but the soldiers were very angry. She told the Wood Elf to keep up, and then they were both running like soldiers were chasing them. Usually Solgra is so proper. If the soldiers hadn't had their weapons drawn, I'm sure she would have gone with them quietly.
There she is! Don't let the traitor get away!
Tell the king I'll play no part in his political games.
I'm warning you. Back off, or you'll feel the sting of my arrows.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable. What in Trinamac's name is going on? Why did Kurog send soldiers after us? They acted like we'd done something horrible. I didn't want to worry Everlee, but I was frightened for our lives. I'm just glad you arrived when you did. Wrothgar? I don't understand. But no, they didn't hurt me. Not for lack of trying, though. So tell me, what kind of trouble are we in now? What a ridiculous notion. Trinamac stands for unity and civilization, not anarchy and violence like those Wrothgar fanatics claim. Dare I ask, Everlee never got to tell me what was going on before the soldiers barged in. Who's behind all this? We can't allow that to happen. But what are you doing here, helping us? The clan chiefs are more important. You should be at the moot, doing whatever you can to foil the king's despicable plan. There's a path to the moot through the temple. The old tunnels, of course. That must be what you're talking about. Here, take this key. It opens the temple library. If there really are old tunnels, the way to access them is probably in there.
There she is! My arrow will find its mark!
More soldiers! Stay back, High Priestess!
Everlee, no! Find whoever did this. I'll get her back to the temple. Go!
Damn it! The interfering Wood Elf got in the way! Fall back! Stop them! Don't let the traitors get past you! I surrender! I surrender! You killed some of our best soldiers. I know when I'm outmatched. I have my orders. Don't you know that High Priestess Solgra is a criminal, an enemy of the Orsimer? She's the leader of the Wrothgar. You should thank me for what I've done. How would I know such a thing? I'm just a simple soldier. I'm not a cultist in disguise. And even if I were, you can't prove a thing. Do with me as you will, outsider. I serve a higher cause. Trinamac will reward my service.
Is that you? Oh yeah, that's you. I'd recognize those footfalls anywhere. Solgra says the arrow just missed my heart. Never knew an orc who could shoot worth a damn anyway. Well, except for those catapulteers back at Frostbreak. They were pretty amazing. So, be honest with me. Am I going to be all right? That's what I like about you. Always direct and to the point, just like an arrow. But don't worry about me. You've got bigger trees to chop. The clan chiefs. You're going to go after Kurog, aren't you? I used to think he was a good ruler. Strong, honorable. But he's a menace. He's let himself become more important than his ideas. So go and do what you do so well. I'll wait right here, recovering. I want to be ready for the next adventure.
This wasn't supposed to happen. I should have never sent her here by herself.
Everly saved me. I plan to return the favor.
Kurog won't get away with this little one. We'll stop him.
Kick him in his tusks. For me.
Rest now, Everly. You need your sleep.
I need to speak to you for a moment. This way. Are you as mad about what happened as I am? We need to use that outrage to bring Kurog down. If we can get to the moot, he's going to throw everything he has at us to slow us down. I've heard about the tunnels under the city. Kurog left the ancient pathways in place and just built the new structures on top. I suppose if the passage is clear, we can reach the moot using that route. Then let's go investigate the library. We'll turn over every floorboard and bookcase until we find something. This isn't going to be like drinking mead with the Nords. We're talking about defying the king. At best, we'll be branded as Kingslayers. At worst, we'll be dead. This isn't your fight, not really. Are you still ready to go through with this? I understand. Even a snow bear pauses to consider the elk before delivering the killing blow. Just remember what Kurog plans to do to the clan chiefs, to our friends, even to you. Time is running out, so don't take too long to make up your mind. Then we take the fight to Kurog and Alga. If they refuse to yield, then we fight on until either they or us can fight no more. Kurog's reign ends today. So swears Bosrog of Clan Faron. So swears Bosrog of the Orsimer. Once we get inside, find Kurog and take him down. We need to save as many chiefs as we can. There's still time if we move fast. We need to open this gate. Stand aside and let me work. Get ready to get those people out of there.
Archers! Eliminate the clan chiefs!
We've been betrayed. Defend yourselves!
Split on the last guest has arrived. I'm gonna make you pay for your disloyalty.
Clan chiefs, over here.
This gate is heavier than it looks. As impressive as always, but it doesn't matter. My soldiers are already moving to block the tunnels. But even impressive criminals must pay for their crimes. I'm gonna deal with you, personally. Bow before the king of the earth! You shall die with the others, fool! Mother, burn them all! I demand a blood price for my mother's death. The death of my mother will never be forgotten! Mother, grant me your power. May the fires of your forge engulf the traitors. My mother's left, I will burn you all!
Saved many of the chiefs. You fought valiantly, bravely. Maybe the best display of martial skill I've ever seen. I just wish we weren't forced to become kingslayers. Kurog and his mother are dead, but look at the price he made us pay. The murdered chiefs, but they're just the tip of Malekith's tusk. More orcs will die as they fight to take control of their clans, all the while ignoring the approach of winter and the coming starvation. I've seen enough death for 2 lifetimes. No. Kurog went from good intentions to madness faster than a hawker swallows a bucket of fish. Killing him was the right thing to do. In the end, he left us no choice. How could it not? Once Kurog was like a brother to me. He was a great orc, a visionary, before his mother corrupted him. But I've become as gloomy as a drunken dark elf on a rainy day. Must be because Kurog won, despite everything we did. Please, enough talk. I want to be alone for a while. Think about what happened here and what has to happen next. Meet me back at the keep. We'll continue this discussion then, and you'll get the explanation you desire. May your path to the Ashen Forge be lit with the braziers of courage, my one-time blade brother.
The clans. You earned their respect by what you did in there. Follow me. I can lead you back to the keep. The path should be safe enough now. Just stay close and follow me.
You're just in time. We've finished clearing out the Wrothgar, and the remaining chiefs are waiting for me to address them. But word of Kurog's death is spreading through the city like wildfire. I don't know how the people will react to the news. Not completely. I'm sure there are still pockets of deluded cultists hiding throughout the countryside. We'll deal with them eventually. Right now, I need to figure out what to do with the clans that lost their chiefs. And with this damnable city. Kurog dreamed of a united Orsimer nation. Of all orc clans standing shoulder to shoulder as equals with the other races. Despite everything that happened, I think he's going to get his wish. It will all become clear in time. Right now, I need to talk to the chiefs. Figure out how we're going to stabilize the clans without the need for more death and destruction. If you're up to it, I have one more favor to ask of you. You came to Wrothgar to help Kurog unite our people and rebuild this great city. Despite how we got here, you accomplished everything the king asked of you. Now I have a request. If you're willing to provide one more service to the orcs. This last favor is of a more personal nature. I want to give Kurog a proper funeral, to honor him for the warrior and leader he was, and not the crazed despot he turned out to be. I do. Kurog was my friend once, and he was a great orc before his ambition got the better of him. Besides, the people need to know the whole truth, the good as well as the bad. A traditional orc requiem is just what we need to get past this. Take these notes and deliver them. Everyone should be somewhere in the city. Make them listen to you. Get them to attend Kurog's funeral. Meanwhile, I'll make sure everything is prepared for the ceremony. On your way back, after you've delivered the letters, stop by the King's Corner Club. Speak to the barkeep, and get a bottle of Kurog's favorite ale. It's foul stuff, but he loved it. We'll use it to drink to his memory at the service. Happy? What an odd question. To tell you the truth, I never thought I'd live to see the city rise again, but I've been wrong before. You're a good example of that. If you're asking if I'm proud of what Kurog created, then yes, I guess I am. The thought has crossed my mind. At least under Kurog as part of the Daggerfall Covenant, we were considered strong. We had allies. That's something I need to think about. I used to dismiss Kurog and his deals with our enemies. Now I'm not so sure. Emmerich's agreement was with Kurog, not the clan chiefs. We need to discuss our options and make a decision. Hopefully before the next siege camp sets up outside our walls. Mostly to people you know. People who helped us stop Kurog and the Vashrak. There are also a few friends of mine. We trained together not long ago, but they recently returned to Wrothgar. I want them to see what happened here. There's Bizra, who rarely removes her war paint. She'll tell you to tusk off. But give her the letter anyway. The other one, he's a unique character. Has a code of honor all his own. If Bizra is here, he won't be far from her side. The chiefs and I discussed this. We think it's better to remember Kurog for who he was rather than vilify him as a tyrant. We honor the orc I knew as a friend, not the one I fought with as a rival and an enemy. We fought side by side long ago. When he left Wrothgar to become a mercenary, I went with him. It was a glorious time. But I had responsibilities to return to. When next I saw my friend, he was making his own challenge to become chief of his clan. Kurog struck a deal with High King Emmerich, agreed to support the Breton ruler and Rancer's war in exchange for the return of Wrothgar. That's when he declared himself king. Some of us were furious with him, but his actions saved countless lives. Old friends, I'm glad to see you. This is very important to me.
I'm just sorry I missed all the action. It looks like you could have used another hand or two.
Bum nog and hands. I think it's an obsession.
Thank you for gathering, everyone. It's important that they're all here to see what happens next. we proceed with the funeral. The ceremony is as much about Kurog and the others as it is about the future of the city, of the Orsimer people. Everyone will want to be here for this. Don't worry. I'm not planning anything as audacious as Kurog. Everyone in the city has a choice to make, but it will be peaceful. Nothing will be forced upon them. No more harm will come to the Orsimer. You have my word on that. We need to stop dwelling on things we can't control. We need to move forward. Now please, we should begin the ceremony. There will be things I ask you to do during the Requiem. Listen to what I say, and act accordingly. I believe we're ready to begin.
Hope you weren't planning to start without me, Chief.
Evalee, it's good to see you here. Everyone, in fact. Thank you all for coming. Kurog's intentions were good, but his actions were not. Let's set aside the actions and re-examine his intentions. Even a good orc can fall prey to ill-conceived notions. We need to bury the past with the king, and look to the future. Outsider, step forward. Your help has been invaluable, and I want you to be a part of this. Please, light the first torch. We ignite these fires to remember Kurog's true goal. Unity for the Orsimer people. Instead, we have clans without chiefs. A city without a king. We will support these people. Guide them. We must look to tomorrow. Outsider, light the second torch. It will burn away the past and guide us to the future. Remember the Kurog who was. Strong. Confident. A king who cared about his people. We will carry on that legacy, offering help, but never forcing it upon anyone, much to my regret. The clan chiefs have asked me to take on the mantle of King of the Orsimer. To this request, I have cautiously agreed. We cannot be seen as weak and leaderless to the rest of the world. I shall uphold Kurog's dream, but I will avoid his ambition. We shall stand together as the new Orsinium. Say your farewells, then return to the keep. We must put this darkness behind us and celebrate a new day.
Priest appreciate Riggert's gift?
Too long, that's for sure.
The
I'd be
finest
honoured.
all by
Shoot wife to a king.
King Basrag, your majesty.
What a welcome surprise. Thank you, King Basrag.
Are you sure this is safe to eat? I'm not sure I even know what this is.
I'll be at this a while.
Your courage and resilience in the face of adversity do you honor, my friend. If not for you, the clan chiefs and I wouldn't be standing here. And I certainly wouldn't be king. So this is all your fault, isn't it? I haven't been king long enough to form an opinion. I hope the crown isn't as heavy as Kurog made it look. You have a place here with the people of Orsinium, but as much as I'd like you to stay, I know there are others out there who need your help. I need to continue to meet with the clan chiefs and reach out to other influential orcs in the city. We have a government to forge and alliances to foster. There's a lot of work, but I think I finally understand what Kurog was trying to do. And you. Take this. It belonged to Kurog, but you earned it. I hope I can do as much for my people as you did for Orsinium. I will do my best to live up to the faith that you and the clan chiefs have seen in me. Your name will never be forgotten by the Orsimer. We will talk of your deeds for generations to come. Now, we'll find a way for the clans to work together, to fulfill Kurog's original dream of a united and strong people. Orsinium will stand forever. There's enough of the fanatics left to be a pain in my side, but we have ways of separating the bad from the good. It might take a while, but we'll put an end to the Wrothgar before too long. Orcs have no concept of goodbye. We just come and go as we please. But you're always welcome in Orsinium, my friend. I'll be here cleaning up the mess that Kurog left us with. Just try not to get killed without me, all right? Good. I knew you would. I wish you safe travels. I'll try not to get too jealous while I'm stuck here being a royal bureaucrat and you're out there being a hero.
Did you hear? I'm going to stay here and help King Wrothgar. Still not sure what I'll be doing, but he mentioned forming an archery unit. I'll get my own squad. I'll have to think up a clever name. Something dashing. I'm better. Much, actually. Hey, I wanted to tell you that I forgive you. For Talvia. Not that you ask, mind you. I don't know what happened in there, but I know you saved people. Solgra, me. If Talvia had to die, I know you had no choice. I'd give you a huge hug right now if I wasn't so sore. I don't suppose you'd be willing to stick around? Stay with us for a while? I'm still not sure what's going to happen once you disappear. It's going to take some getting used to. Figured you'd say that. Maybe I'll track you down one day, and we can get into some more trouble together. I'm going to miss you. Just be safe out there, all right? I'll be around if you ever need me.